So welcome to another Tokyo Revengers video guys. And yeah, season 2 is finally out after a long wait. It was really a great experience. But the important thing is that yesterday many people were confused about where to watch the first episode. Because it has not been released officially yet in many countries. So if you haven't seen this episode yet, tell me below and I will give you the link. However, if I have to say about this episode, I would say it was pretty good. Also, the anime production team has improved the animation in some important areas. But there is no improvement in the overall animation quality. Tokyo Revengers Season 2 is listed for 13 episodes. So we will get very less episodes in this season compared to Season 1. But I'm a bit disappointed that they didn't improve the animation. But the pacing of the episode was very good. So yeah, before we talk about that, as usual guys, I would kindly appreciate it if you can drop a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel. Let's go into the video now. So the first episode starts exactly where the last season ended. This scene was the biggest twist in season 1. Because many people started reading the manga after this. Because they couldn't control their curiosity to find out if Takemichi was really dead or not. This scene was a great way to end season 1. Also, it was a crazy start to season 2. By the time Kasaki goes to shoot Takemichi, the room they were in turned dark. No one knows what's going on there, including Takemichi. But when Takemichi opens his eyes moments later, he is in another place. A person gave him first aid. And it is that person who helps Takemichi to escape. After this, Takemichi sees the man standing there. Like Takemichi, when I read the manga for the first time, I thought he was Baji. Because his back look was similar to Baji. But no one would have expected this to be Kazutora. However, Kazutora's scene was better in the anime. The background music, the way his character was introduced, everything about this scene was great. The anime team has done a great job with his character design. Anyway, but Kazutora immediately starts attacking Takemichi. He saw some gang members assaulting a girl. But when he goes to save the girl, he discovers that it's the Toman gang who did the heinous act. This makes him extremely angry. Kazutora doesn't quite like how the Toman gang has turned bad in the future. However, Kazutora only wanted to save Chifu. Because only he knows about Chifu's secret. A few years ago, after Kazutora is released from reform school, he and Chifu meet. After this, Chifu explains to him what happened in the outside world while he was in prison. Especially about how big a criminal organization the Toman gang has become. So Chifu needed some trusted men to turn the Toman gang back to their old ways. Hearing all this, Takemichi realizes what a bad person he has become. Even his own friend couldn't believe him. Draken, the Toman gang's only hope, is now on death row. No one knows where Mikey is in this timeline. Toman did all kinds of nefarious things to become a big gang. But Mikey didn't want to create such an era. And what Baji wanted to protect was not such a criminal organization. However, what I love about this scene is how Kazutora has changed in the future and how much he respects his friends. That made me happy. Finally, Kazutora and Takemichi decide to rescue the Toman gang. After this scene, Takemichi asks Kazutora what happened in this timeline. Because he doesn't know how bad the future will be. But Kazutora answered his question easily. Only because Mikey changed, the Toman gang also changed. But Takemichi couldn't believe this. Takemichi knows exactly what Mikey is like. There is no way he could do such bad things. So he thinks Kasaki must be behind all of this. While the two of them are talking, Kazutora gets a phone call. Pachin and Pehyan of the Toman gang have been killed. As you can see in this picture, Pehyan really tried to save Pachin. But he too was shot dead. This is really good detail. However, Kazutora thinks that Mikey decided to kill all the Toman gang members. Mikey always cares a lot about his friends and gang. He especially always trusts his friends. But in this timeline everything has changed. He doesn't even trust his own friends now. After hearing all this, Takemichi couldn't believe anything. Mikey has become completely evil. There are only two reasons why he changed like this. Kasaki's violence and the money they earned through the Black Dragon gang. Mikey should stay away from them. Kazutora really wants to save Mikey. It's interesting. But he can't crush the Black Dragon gang easily. So Kazutora also needs Takemichi's help. Now their main enemy is the Black Dragon gang. Takemichi asks him some questions. If you all remember, the Black Dragon gang was the reason the Toman gang was formed. Kazutora and Black Dragon gang had a conflict in the past. They explained this in more detail in an additional chapter. If you want to know it, I have given the link below. It is a very important story. However, since they are willing to do anything for money, the mountain of money they make also makes Mikey evil. When Kazutora and Chifu team up and try to stop it, Chifu was killed. And the main reason why Chifu was killed, he'd backed Kasaki into a corner. Takemichi can't believe this because Kasaki is so smart. But for this, a detective secretly helped them. His sister was murdered by Kasaki. Takemichi immediately understood who it was. They discover that Kasaki is behind Hina's death. They have proof that it was Kasaki who gave the order to kill her. But Chifu let the evidence slip from his hand. Suddenly Kazutora stops the car and tells Takemichi to meet the man in this alley. Yeah, that's Naoto. When Takemichi is relieved to see him, Naoto suddenly arrests Takemichi. But there is another reason behind this. Naoto shows him the video that Chifu secretly recorded. Strong evidence that Kasaki was involved in Hina's murder. Everyone thought Chifu had lost the evidence. But he actually protected Takemichi. Takemichi was manipulated by Kasaki as well. So Takemichi is also likely to go to jail because of this. Takemichi becomes very sad after hearing this. And Takemichi decides to give up everything. Because the future keeps getting worse every time. His girlfriend and friend died because of him. Anime really did this scene well. These emotions easily connect with the audience. When Takemichi thinks he hasn't changed anything, Naoto says. Takemichi is the only one who can change Toman and save Hina from Kasaki. Now Takemichi says, in this timeline he becomes the first division captain. But still there's no change in the future. Hina still got killed. Suddenly Naoto says he thinks that Kasaki is obsessed with Hina. Whenever Takemichi is changing the past, Kasaki somehow manages to kill Hina. While they're discussing Kasaki, Naoto says that they don't have much time right now for this. Because Takemichi was about to be moved to the dentition center. So Naoto wants to help Takemichi right now to go back to the past once again. Something happened in between Kasaki and Takemichi in the past, and they have to change that thing. After this, Takemichi once again shakes his hand, and since Naoto is his trigger, he goes back to the past. The Black Dragon gang and Kasaki, those are the two factors that have corrupted Mikey so bad. So this time Takemichi's mission will be to drive those two things out at Toman. Now once he comes back to the past, this time he was bowling with Hina at the game center. And also he got a bit emotional after seeing Hina's smile after he went through few moments ago in the worst timeline. The ex-Black Dragon gang members are Hakai, Inupi, and Koko. So when Takemichi was bowling, suddenly he was shocked to see the boy next to him got a strike. The guy next to him was Hakai. He is the vice captain of 2nd Division Toman. And he was one of ex-Black Dragon members in the future. So episode 1 of season 2 ends with his introduction. We will discuss more about the upcoming episodes of season 2 in the next video. If you want to add something, please let's discuss it in the comment section. Anyway, if you guys like this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Good luck to all.